Hi, good evening. I live at, my name is Stephanie Steele, and I live at 156 Franklin Street. Now, the house I live in is a triple-decker, and the owner, it's an absentee landlord. And I told her about this meeting tonight, and she said there is no way that she's going to have her tenants pay for these bags, which means that we're going to be sending her a letter asking her to reimburse us for the bags. What? You get 2 bags up here. Number one, what's that? Clear one.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
It's an example of the bag that will be issued. It'll be a different color. These are bags that are actually, the program is implemented now in the city for multi-family dwelling owners. Anybody who has a commercial property over 6 units and commercial owners either do one or 2 things. They either have their trash hauled away privately, or if we do it, it's done in this bag. They purchase the bags, they put it on the curb, and it's picked up. That's the bag that exists now. The bag in the new program will change colors, but for anyone who has a yellow bag, they can certainly use it as the program rolls out. That's an acceptable bag. The other one is meant to be an example of what would be rejected if it is not in this bag or the blue bag that will be issued later on this month.
Okay. I can understand you wanting to be able to see that people are in compliance, but one of the things is on the recycling, you have a contract with RJM, whoever they are. All I know is that their guys are messy, they leave a lot of stuff in the street, and then the people have to go out and pick it up, which is not cool. You have a contract with them to pick up recycling and garbage. On the recycling, what percentage do you get back from them when they put through their recycling program? Because we know they're getting money from somewhere. What is the city's percentage?
Right. Yeah, we've asked, this has been asked before, the answer is this. In our contract, we have a provision that talks about recycling tonnage, gives us the ability to be able to participate in any money that is paid for recycled goods. Right now, as I explained at the last meeting, information tells us that the recycling market isn't particularly robust. Even though some people may think it is, there is money being paid for paper and paper-like products, but most of everything else that is picked up, whether it's plastic or tin, is not paid for at a very high price. Sometimes there's a cost to dispose of it. It's cheaper than sending it to the incinerator that we may put it in when it goes in the bag, but there can be a cost to it. So the shortest answer I can give is as the market fluctuates, and if there is an advantage to the tonnage, the additional tonnage that gets begun to be picked up at recycling, and we can participate in that with the contract.
Okay, I can understand that for cans and bottles.
For everything,
Paper.
Everything.
When it comes to plastics like water bottles,
yes.
Well, even the soda cans.
Yes.
If a person buys soda and he takes that can back to the store, he gets a 5-cent deposit
Right.
on it. What's the recycling company getting? Are they getting that 5 cents on each one?
My guess is and I don't know this, but we can certainly ask them, if they take the time to disaggregate all the plastic bottles, one from the other, to get the 5 cents, then they're probably getting the 5 cents. My sense is any hauler does not do that. They bundle up the plastic, it's taken to a facility, it's melted, it's bundled up, and if there's a recycling market and stream that's put into that, I don't know whether or not they take every nickel for every bottle that may be in there, but we can certainly ask them that. We don't ask them to do that.
Well, the thing is that I think that the city's contract should be getting, these people are getting paid something for giving this stuff out that's going to be recycled somewhere along the line. They're getting paid well for it.
Yeah, we don't know that, but yeah.
Well, this is something the city needs to find out, and that's how you make your contracts. And you decide that you want 70% rather than 65.
Absolutely.
That's part of it. The other thing is this. These bags, 33 gallons, are they?
Yes.
Okay. You get people who live on their own, they're single, they don't put out a bag of trash every week.
Right.
Which means that literally, they have to save their garbage and for more than a week before they put it out, which brings ants, cockroaches, rats, and mice. On the recycling, people are, they need to tie up their newspapers. We don't have that many brown bags running around the city anymore. They need to tie these things. They need to wash out their cans and their bottles. And I know it's a pain in the neck, but I do it. And there is nothing that goes out of my house that will have an ant or a fly in it. I mean, I'm not going to have it. I mean, it's in my house. It's going to be there. But people living on their own cannot be saving garbage like this. If I put it out on the back porch, my landlady can kick me out. So you guys really did not think this through very well. I'm sorry to say, you did not. You didn't think about the ramifications of the different animals that we have in the city. You have raccoons, you have possums, besides the rats and the mice,
yes,
which is a big thing. You have problems with people who that don't do the right thing as it is, which in certain areas is going to bring these rodents in. Then you have other areas where people are very meticulous about how they handle their garbage and their recycling. Well, if they have to start hoarding it, they're going to have those problems too. So it seems like there's going to be some other things going on here.
Well, hopefully they're putting it in a receptacle with a lid on it, even if they're not putting it out on a weekly basis. And again, if we can, as we refine the program, a couple of other questionnaires, commentators have mentioned smaller bag at a reduced price, and that is something we can consider.
But you're saying, but in the pamphlet saying that, well, you can use smaller bags, and you can put them in your barrel.
But you can still use your barrel. You can still use your barrel as a place to put your bag.
Plastic bags we get from the supermarket. There's a lot of us, and we use those on a daily basis for garbage, for certain types of rubbish.
Right.
And then we put them in a larger bag and put it out on the street.
Yeah, you put it in that large bag right there.
Yeah, but I don't have to save up 5 or 6 bags of garbage to put it out on the street.
But we only pick it up once a week, though.
That's right. But I'm not going to have 5 or 6 bags of garbage going in, something like that, once a week.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that aren't. You know, you have families, and the other thing is, too, you get families that are, just as a young lady back here is saying,
Yes.
that you have your senior citizens who are not able to work. Thank God I am still able to do this and can, you know, do things on my own. But you have people who are on welfare, they're on different economical statuses. They have 4 or 5 kids, they're putting out more than one of those a week. Like I said, you guys didn't think about it. You're actually punishing your residents for you're not being able to bring in different types of revenue. And the other thing is this, and I may be out of line here, but I'm going to ask it anyway. There's $2 a bag. People buy them where? At a store?
Yes, there was on the brochures.
And you get the money, the $2.
City Hall gets the money.
Right. Now, I'm going to be very not nice about this.
Oh, you've been nice so far, so why don't you just go ahead and say it?
I have always been under the assumption, well, things that I've read, that city, state, and federal government cannot sell products. This thing seems like you're going around a legal thing to be able to sell the bags to the city, to the people. This is unethical. It's not good. It's not fair. It's not right. You guys need to get back to the drawing board and to see.
I don't know anything about that point, but we can take that. We can find out if you're right. That's good.
Massachusetts has a lot more to say about what goes on in your city than it has in almost every other city in the state. I've lived in Boston, Cambridge, Somerville, Revere, Lynn, and Malden. And this is the only city that I have heard anyone say that basically the state is telling them how to run their programs.